Hey everybody, so just quickly on assignment one, um, it's really a repeat of Web 322 a little bit. So a couple things you have to note. It kind of says the first step is to go to MongoDB Atlas. And if you don't remember how to do this, you can go back to web322.ca, right? And then find the MongoDB slides, which are down here. And you can log in. But basically, if you remember, once you're in Atlas, you should have a cluster, probably from last semester. It might be not working, but if you click on these on the dots and then go resume cluster, this should start your cluster again. If you didn't, you have to do the setup again. No big deal. Once it starts, you'll click the dots again and you go load sample data. And I found that in the free version of this, it sometimes takes 20 minutes to even like an hour, depending on what of the day, to load the sample data. But you will need the sample data to start this. So it does kind of tell you this. And then it says once you have your sample data set, we must build and publish a web API app to enable code on the client side. So in this course, we're going to use Git. Make sure you have, your Git account, right, wherever it is. And just again, if it's been a while, you can go back to Web 322 to figure out how to do that. But you would just click new. You can go Web 422, AS1, something like that. Make sure you make it private. Create the repo, and then you can just follow the instructions, right? So if we're over here, I would do git initiate, and I don't have anything in this repo at all. It's just empty. So we can, put something in here, readme.md, then git add dash a, git commit am, first init. And then I usually go back over here and just grab this, git remote add, and then whatever the URL is, and then git push. Oops, sorry, this git push dash u origin main. That should pretty much um, get you going, get you started, right? So there's that. And if I go back to my repo, refresh it, there's my README and we're set up, good to go. Don't forget, the instructions says to add a .git ignore and, make sure you put node modules and whatever else it asks you to put in there. I can't remember exactly. And then also don't forget, in order to start a project, you have to do node, or sorry, npm initiate, right? Right, which will give you all of the options. You should fill this in, assignment one, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do it right now. And then once you do have it, in my case, I made it index.js, so we'll make that file. And then the assignment says to go ahead and make a simple server using the Express framework. A lot of people just miss this little step and get right to, adding all this stuff, but you have to do npm install Express, right? And then I would go back to Web 322 and I would just grab, where is it? Web server introduction, and then simple web server. And I would just grab this right here, drop it into your index, and then make a simple route. So it would be app.get, then we'll do index. Right, and it should be something like this. And we do res.send hello world. Right, this would get you going really, really fast. And what is this, port 3000, 8080, right? So we can do HTTP localhost. So if I run this real quick, oops, node index.js should work. And I click on this and I should get hello world. And that pretty much gets you going, right? And then you can just check if your Git works. Git add dash a, git commit am, created Express, git push, and then refresh, and you see your files in here. So it's not that difficult. Do that in these steps, right? Like it's terrible to start your project and you get down to even like to add the cores or the .env file. And then let's say you go and download the listings.db, which again I uploaded in the assignment because these links weren't working. And if you start adding all of that and then you get into this problem where like Git doesn't work, what's the point? So make sure Git works first. And then every time you're done one of these steps, like say it says adding the listings DB.js module, right? Or module, it says what make a modules folder, right? So modules. And when you download this from my Git repo, it should be in here somewhere. That's 322, these ones. No, different one. This one. Oh, where'd it go? Hold on. We'll get there. I can't pause this video, but it doesn't matter. I have it. So let's say you have your listings DB. You're going to download that file, obviously. You have it in here. When you're done that, make sure you do a commit, right? Oops, sorry. Git at, when you're done each section, commit it to Git, because then I can, there's like, if there's ever a question that you're cheating, which hopefully there won't be, you have proof. Hey, I did this. Added listings, listing db.js, right? Git push. Now you have a history. So just, start doing that. I might add that in the next assignments. But anyway, I just wanted to show you this quick startup guide on how to get it. You don't have to do it exact like this. It's how I would do it. Anyway, have a great day.